Alright, so the first set that I ran against the Boxing One, I called it LA. And so this we called was LA1. And I'm going to assume that your Boxing One kid is like your 3 or your 4 man, that kid that you were talking about. So we start with the kid that's getting the Boxing One. We start with him usually on the right side block or just inside the block. So he's right here. And you have your point guard with the ball. And he wants to engage the top guard, and you want him to go to the side that your best player's on. So one has the ball, he dribbles at this top guard, defensive guard, and when he does, hopefully the 2 is your better shooter on the court, so you want him on the same side, and when the point guard engages with the top guard, the shooter drops down. Hopefully your point guard can get a little bit of penetration. On the penetration, you want him to kick, all right, to your shooting guard that's dropped to the corner. So this is what it kind of looks like now. So the 1 makes the pass to the 2. On this pass, it's going to make the bottom defensive forward make a decision on the right side. Does he stay on the block or does he come out to the shooter? If he doesn't, your shooter has a shot. If he does come out to the shooter, the Boxing One, your best player, he immediately screens across on the weak side defensive forward on the opposite block, and his man's going to stay with him. So he ends up taking away 2 guys, and then your big man come, and he should have a wide open layup. Anytime we ran this with Sam or Jackson, we usually got a layup the first time we ran it off this play. So if you don't get the layup, though, for whatever reason, the 2-man can't make the pass or the defensive guy, the forward, gets over the screen, the last thing you can do is, so you're here, big man came across to the 5, the 5 came to the right block, 2 still has the ball, 1 relocates back out to the 3-point line, and so you reverse it. When the ball comes to the 1, you want him to penetrate into the middle, hopefully getting this guy to step up and pinch. And when that happens, your opposite 4 or whoever this kid is, he's then going to set a screen for the kid, for your best player. And then he sets that screen for your best player. Your best player should be wide open. If the kid gets over the screen, the 4-man might be open from the point guard, and if not, the 3. So now your best player is going to be over here, and once the 4-man goes down, he can then screen across again for the 5-man to come back. Kind of play like 2-on-1. But we never got that far. If we didn't get the first layup on this reversal, when we made the pass to Jackson or Sam, it usually went up. So that was LA 1. All right. The second one was LA 2. And this is where we actually start with our best player with the ball. So whoever the box is on, he starts with the ball. Usually most teams that played us in a Boxing One didn't fully deny the kid, so he could usually dribble up the court. And then you kind of set up in a 1-4 across, but with your 4 and 5 men a little bit below the foul line. And again, your shooters are on the wings. And pick a side, it doesn't really matter. But let's say he's right-handed, so he starts heading this way. As he starts picking a side, the 5-man is going to come up and set a screen, and hopefully it ends up being a double screen on your best player's man and this guard on the elbow. So he comes off this screen. Again, if he has something, he's really good, he can take it to the hoop or pull up for a shot here. On his penetration, though, the 1 drops down to the corner. And so here we are here now. So the 1 drops to the corner. Let's say the defender in the box gets over. So the 3 makes the pass to the 1. Right, once he makes the pass to the 1, he relocates back out to the 3-point line to give some spacing. And on that pass to the corner, the 5 immediately drops to the block, because the same thing's going to happen. Is this guy going to go out and help on the shooter or close out on the shooter? And if he does, the block will be open for that second. And then that would force this kid to come over. And who knows what the top guards are doing. Then we would sneak the 4-man somewhere as a flash, whether it was in the lower side below the foul line or even sometimes above the foul line, wherever that opening was. So this was LA 2. if we don't get anything out of this first setup, where the ball goes to the corner, the 5 drops to the block, the 4 flashes, if nothing's there, we kick it back out to your best player. And assuming you didn't get anything that first time, that meant, the forward closed out, the weak side forward got over here, the top guard dropped like he's supposed to, and the ball side guard dropped to get into the paint to form this triangle. And if he does that, then it sets you up really nice to get ball reversal back to your best player. And the 4-man who couldn't flash is now here to set a great screen. So the ball comes back to your best player. He comes off that screen. And again, now it's a 2-on-1 with your shooter dropping to the corner. And again, we never got much further than this. If the ball came back up, we got penetration. We got the shot in the middle from Jackson or Sam or whoever. Or we got this kick out to the shooter. So those are the 2 options. And if it didn't work out, getting this penetration off this, you could always just kick it back out to your best player and have him center it and just start all over again. I know I got a mess on the screen, but you could have the 5 come back up, the 4 goes back over to his spot, and you just run it again. But hopefully it'll never come to that. So if none of this makes sense, just give me a call. All right? Good luck.